Happy to be off of that losing streak and starting the first of many, hopefully, for us on the winning streak. And just good to get a win. We'll take it however we can get it. We just got to power wins up from this point forward.
Coach, you talked about getting a win after the losing streak. It looked like there was a little bit more energy today, even than in the Cincinnati game. What played into that, and how big of a factor was it?
Well, I mean, it's to the point right now where we have to be desperate. And, you know, it's going to be times in the games where we'll have some lacks or some lulls in there from certain guys or at certain moments the entire team. But for the most part, we have got to play as hard as we can to get leads out, push leads out, you know, sustain runs from other teams, do whatever we have to do. And tonight was one of those games where we knew, or today was one of those games where we knew we had to come out and get this win. It was a must-win.
Coach, you're talking about getting off to fast starts. You got off to a really fast start today. What did you do different this time versus any other time to get off to a fast start?
I think it was on the guys. Their attention to detail and their mental coming into the game. There was more, like I said, more of a desperation from the guys today because they knew we had to have this win.
Penny, Dan Hurley is a guy who is extremely energetic over there on the sidelines. Does that rub off on you at all? And two, how much do you notice it sort of while the game's going on?
I mean, you can't miss it. That's my guy, though, Danny. But you can't miss Danny. Danny is very energetic. He's going to talk the entire game. That's just how he coaches. It doesn't bother me at all because I understand he's a competitor. That's how I look at it.
What did you think when he walked all the way across the court, though? He walked all the way across the court.
I don't know. I've kind of seen him coach all year, so I understand his energy. And it's just him just fighting for his team. It's hilarious, but it's him fighting for his team.
Can you see this in terms of this Connecticut-Memphis rivalry develop? You obviously the programs are. He's got a good recruiting class coming in. You've got a good recruiting class coming in. We're going to be doing this for a while now.
Oh, absolutely. I think that Danny and we've been knowing each other a very long time, and I met him and Bobby at a camp back in the day, and they've always been very competitive. So you know, he shook my hand at the beginning of the game, and he was like, "Hey, man, it's going to be a good ride for us," you know, over the years, basically, when we both agreed that it was going to be some competitive games between us moving forward. And today was one of those.
Penny, you said the guys came out more focused attention to detail. You were pretty open about saying that you didn't think the mental toughness was always there. Do you think they took that on and, you know, that bothered them and they wanted to, you know, maybe show that, you know, hey, it can be there?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, you know, I'm going to coach. I'm always going to coach the guys up. I'm always going to be in practice talking about these things. When I say them publicly, you know, I feel comfortable saying that because I know what we need to work on, and it's just a part of who we have to be if we want to win. You know, you have to be able to sustain the game plan for 40 minutes. Everybody at all times. You're going to make some mistakes, but you have to be aware of those mistakes. And I think a lot of times going into the games, the guys think it's going to be easy. And that's when the mental breaks down, and they don't stay at the level that they need to compete to beat the teams that we've lost to.
Hey, Coach, this is the second straight game. The coach came in and said they had to adjust to your athleticism. But after they made the adjustment, what could you do to adjust to their adjustment?
Well, I think great coaches make in-game adjustments, you know, and we made a bunch of in-game adjustments all year. Once they make their adjustment, you do the same. I think that they brought the big boy in. We made a ton of mistakes on him, and they capitalized on the offensive end. And on the defensive end, we just had to make him play. When they went to that zone, the zone bothered us some, and we kind of figured it out. But you just kind of figure it out. You keep poking away at things and looking at mismatches to where you can get it back into your favor.
Coach, Tyler Harris has played around the perimeter for the majority of the year, but today he used his speed and he was driving and kicking a lot. Is that something that he's gotten more comfortable with or worked on throughout the past few weeks to start doing in-game? Well,
we've been making it a priority for him to start doing that more, to use his speed, because we see in league play the teams are trying to take him out of shooting threes, and he's really fast with the basketball. They can put pressure on the D, so he's taking on the challenge. Tyler has been really good at being a student of the game and trying to get better. He understands his weaknesses and his strengths, so he wants to get better, and he did a great job of that today.
Penny, before you went into the handshake line, you kind of put your arm around Tyler. I don't know if you talked to him about a decision he made. Was that a teaching moment? Like, what happened there?
No, what happened was we played I think it was the Yale game we played, and I called for a timeout. And Tyler thought I could call a timeout, and he just dropped the ball nonchalantly. He was just dribbling the ball and just dropped it. And then the same situation, there was about 5 seconds left on the clock, and he just went like the game was over, and we were like, watch out, because 2 guys were about to steal the ball, and he was like, what'd I do? So he just didn't notice it. I was like, until you hear the horn, just protect the basketball.
Hey, Coach, this is the second straight game you want with your senior leadership, then you want your freshmen to contribute. Is this what you're looking for going forward?
We're going to need them, yeah. I mean, we want our freshmen to be impact players, but we can't depend on them every game. We can depend on the seniors because they've been here. And this is a veterans league, really. The older guys are the guys that are getting it done, and their freshmen on their team or their younger guys are just chipping in wherever they can. But if we're going to win, we're going to need those 5 seniors to show up every time we play.
How do you get Antoine Jones back on track?
I'm trying to get him back on track. I need him. I need him. I really do, because he's that 3 that makes plays for us. And I wanted to put him back out there, but it seemed like in the first half he was just out of it. Like we looked at him at 5 or 6 different situations, and he didn't look like he was engaged, and he didn't look like he wanted to play. I don't know what was really going on, but we have got to find a way to get him back, because he's a guy that can make plays for us. He can rebound. He can shoot it well enough. Got to find a way to get him back.
Penny, after the last game, you said you need somebody else to step up and help Jeremiah shoulder some of the scoring load. Keevan did that today. He had one of his better games in really a month. What do you need to do to keep him going in the right direction?
That's on Keevan. Everything's already set up for him to go out and do that. He just has to produce. Our offense, how we can get him any look that he wants out there on the floor, how we can get him the ball in his spots that he really likes the ball, then the rest is up to him. Today he decided to come and be more aggressive going to the basket, and, he did that.
Penny, you're known for staying even-keeled on the sideline. When Jeremiah Martin threw that off the backboard alley to Keevan Davenport, was it hard not to get a little excited?
I mean, I get excited over plays like that because those are team plays. I'm excited when those plays happen. I mean, I've done it my entire life, throwing lobs to people that I play with. I'm just really excited for sure when our guys do that, because I always talk about sharing the basketball and being a team player. And when I see that happen, I know that that's unselfish and a great team play.